Hey everybody, this is Nawaz Modi Singhania from the Body Art Fitness Centers, going semi-live with you today. I have a very interesting guest, a homeopath, very well acclaimed, Dr. Padam, who operates out of Colaba in Bombay. And many of us have been taking her immune building homeopathy for quite some time now through these COVID days for sure. The reason why this is a semi-live is because while we were to go live, she has some network issues, and therefore as a second best, here we are. Still the same questions and the answers that we are all seeking. I first want to say that Dr. Padam is somebody that me and my family has been going to for very many years, and she has found answers and solutions for us that nobody else could in the medical space at all, or in the alternate space at all. And in fact, she has actually helped and cured me with things that I didn't even approach her for. My stories later. Let's get on to Dr. Padam. Thank you, Doctor, for doing this. It's going to be of great value. So, Doc, our first question for you is what's top of mind for everybody, which is the immune system is the body's first and most important defense against any sort of attack, disease, the virus. And you have been doing so much good work in this space during this pandemic to help so many people strengthen their immune system. Could you please shed a little bit of light on this, the ingredients, how exactly this works?
Okay, I'm a classical alternate therapist. There are lots of alternate methods of healing according to me. There's Ayurveda, there's Unani, there's homeopathy, but I strictly believe in homeopathy, and I'm a homeopath and I give homeopathy. Homeopathy works very similar to the principle of vaccinations. Now there is a certain nosode, what we call in homeopathy a nosode, which when given, the immune system builds up against virals. Your homeopath can dispense that freely. In case you on the sense, like in case one gets the disease that we are all talking about, COVID, what is treated is not a disease, but what we treat is dis-ease. So if you relate your symptoms very clearly to a homeopath, the homeopath can treat you symptomatically, and every time the symptom changes, the remedy changes until you reach a core, the core is health. So homeopathy is very good even as a preventive. It's also extremely good even as a curative. And there have been a lot of success stories of homeopathy helping COVID patients to prevent as well as treat it. The only thing in this is you have to be extremely observant of your symptoms. Symptoms that you may feel are not important may be very important to your homeopath. And very often, I don't say each time, but very often, homeopathy can cut the disease short. Like it aborts the disease in short. So according to me, homeopathy is very good.
Thank you, Doc. And as you have made clear to us separately as well, doing this more than once is important. This repeated cycle of homeopathy is important in continually keeping our immune system up and in order. Thank you. So next question really is that I know that you do have some do-it-yourself hacks, some home hacks for increased immunity as well. Could you share some simple ones with us, and maybe even touch upon foods because they're so important. They either harm or they heal. So if you could shed some light on that as well.
Okay, to help yourself, one must understand that our lung health is of prime importance. Our oxygen levels must be maintained at all given times. So there are 2-3 exercises which I will tell you that you can do very easily and comfortably at home. Is lie down on your stomach and just breathe normally for at least half an hour in a day. Because since we all lie down flat on our backs, the places that get infected and that find, where you can't breathe properly is your lower lungs, and especially in your back. So you need to lie down on your stomach and breathe easily and comfortably, calmly for at least half an hour. If you do it twice in a day, it's excellent, very good. If one gets the disease, then you need to do that more often, at least 3 to 4 times in a day. The second exercise is blowing balloons at least 5 times in a day. You just pretend that you're blowing a balloon. So your lung health, again, your lungs expand and contract easily. Okay. There are 2-3 very good pressure points. One is the web of your finger. You just apply a lot of pressure on the web of your finger, and the pad just below your thumb. They are again 2 very good points to increase your immunity. They are excellent. Okay. So you can even take a pencil and push it there, the back of a pencil, and do it for at least 1 minute 5 times, twice in a day. Okay. The other thing, of course, is keeping our vitamin C up. So you need to have foods which are very rich in vitamin C, like oranges, lemons, kiwi is also very good. Nimbu pani is very good. The only thing that I would suggest is not to add anything to the nimbu pani. Don't add honey or salt or anything. It changes the composition, and the efficacy of it reduces by 3/4. Okay, tulsi, all these things that we've normally heard. Then there's a mudra which I will tell you. I'll teach you very easy mudra which builds your immunity overall. So this mudra is, it's known as the prana mudra. So it improves our breath and our immunity. You touch the tips of your ring finger and your little finger to your thumb, and you straighten your other 2 fingers, and you keep your palm facing upward on your thighs. Just do this for 15 minutes every day. Even if you're watching TV or you're doing anything, you're chatting with your kids or your whatever, you just do that for 15 minutes. It improves your lung capacity. It improves your basic immunity overall. So I think these are very good things. The other thing that really helps the lungs, very much, and it also helps you if you're feeling very low after one has got the disease and one is trying to recover, or it even helps the lung capacity a lot. In homeopathy, it's Carbo-Veg. It's Carbo-Veg 30. So what you need to do is to put 3 to 4 drops in a tablespoon of water and take it at least 3 times in a day until you feel better. It also helps you to regain your strength and you feel stronger after that. I think I think that's it. So these few things that can be done at home, very good. The other thing is a very nice, it's known as a kada, that you put a 1/4 inch of a cinnamon stick, then you put 1/4 inch of adrak, and you also put a pinch of ajwain, and you boil this whole concoction up. After it's nicely boiled, you bring it down, put tulsi in it, and put a little bit of gur in it, and strain it and drink it at least just before you go to bed. Again, this helps the immunity, it kills the virus, it helps your digestion, and it's excellent.
Is there anything else we need to be careful of in terms of immunity, ensuring not to compromise the same? Any caution?
To keep your immunity up, I think what's really very important is inner equilibrium. Sthirta, Hindi mein we call it sthirta, where your mind, body, your emotions are all in sync with each other. I know it's a very difficult proposition, but it's not impossible. Nowadays you can meditate, listen to good music. There's something known as Kitaro. He's a Japanese player of, he plays an instrument, he sings. And he has something known as the sound of water, which is excellent to keep your mind in equilibrium. The other thing that I would really say is to go to a good homeopath. Either take your Nozode or you take your constitutional remedy, which is at least 90% sure that your immunity remains up. Very, very important. As I said, our emotions, again I'm coming back to my emotion, our emotions bring our immunity down and we become open to disease, right? Fear and anxiety over the pandemic have brought a lot of our immunities down. Things like, we haven't suffered from stomach infection, our digestions have become very poor. That's what I get on my table on a day-to-day basis. So I think again, mind is very, very important. Keep yourself calm, meditate, listen to music, and I'm sure you'll see this 3-4 months till the vaccine is out. Good. Even Ayurveda, as I said, is very good. Go to a good Ayurveda and he will also give you, some kadas and things to take which keep our immunity up.
So, Doc, as we know, many patients, COVID positive patients, are asymptomatic. So, is it then to be presumed that this is because they have a strong immune system? Why is that?
I think the opposite. The body is not strong enough and therefore is not portraying any symptoms. When the body is very strong and you have a disease, then you get related symptoms, you see. Now, if you really think back, you would have heard lots of your family and friends tell you that, okay, I've got cancer and he has got a heart attack and he's got a paralytic stroke. And they actually will tell you, but we've never ever gone to a hospital for years. We've been absolutely fine, and plop, suddenly they are sick. Suddenly they get a problem. It's because their bodies are so weak that they are unable to portray symptoms. There's no knock on the body. Therefore, we say we always need to be fighting fit. Where does this word come from? Fighting fit is you need to have those symptoms, and it's okay to get a flu sometimes. It's okay to fall sometimes. At least you know your body is fighting. So according to me, when you have no symptoms, it's rather that the constitution is weak. As far as COVID is concerned, according to me, these silent carriers who have no symptoms, at this moment, fine, they are really enjoying themselves. They don't even know that they have the disease, and suddenly you do a antibody test and you figure out that, they may have got the disease. This virus is yet to be understood, it yet has to be studied, but I feel getting symptoms is far more important than not getting symptoms. This is my take on it, and this is what my experience is.
So, as we all know, stress triggers a multitude of health problems that, of course, your patients keep approaching you for. Could you speak on 2 or 3 very such common problems, and how can we better the same from the safety and comfort of our own homes?
Okay, I think this is a very, very important question, which I've seen in a lot of young teenagers and children who come to me with allergies like running nose, frequent colds, coughs, asthma, skin. Skin has become a very, very binge eating, even in kids and even in young teenagers. I've seen this so very, very, very often, and especially skin. I've seen a lot of skin issues and a lot of digestive problems that I see in kids today, you see. So what I feel that, parents are unable to accept their children for who they are. We always put them in a very competitive mode, and we want them to be what we want them to be. And we expect them to be Einsteins at all given times, and in school they must perform and they must do something in life. I understand all that, but in today's day and age, we need to accept our children for who they are. The other thing that we need to do is to stop instructing them at all given times as to what they should do and what they should not do. We need to explain to them as to why they should do what you want them to do. Right from basic things like brushing your teeth and not eating chocolates and not eating sweets, and to teenagers why they should not do it, why like what they shouldn't do and what they should do. We need to explain to them, and we not need to talk to them like we are talking to young adults. Half the battle is won, and you will see all these allergies and all these, stomach ailments completely reduce, and you have a more healthier child, and a child who knows that she or he can fly into any direction it wants without any criticism and no judgment at all. This is a very, very important thing, very important. I see this very frequently, on my table. As far as adults are concerned, we have two faces. One is what we really feel inside, and the other is what we are from the outside, what we need to, what we portray outside. So, there's a conflict between these two selves of ours. And because of this conflict, we are always walking on a tightrope. And because we are walking on a tightrope at all given times, we need to balance. We need to balance the person who you are inside and the person who you're portraying as, okay, this is me. This conflict has to end. You need to, and it needs to end, and you need to be yourself in whichever situation you are in. You'll avoid getting blood pressure, you'll avoid getting diabetes, you'll avoid getting, distension in your stomach. Digestion will be proper, and you'll be yourself, and you'll also be able to handle stress in a far holistic and in a good way.
Thank you, Doc. And any last words of advice or caution for us?
Okay, so finally what I'd like to say is, stay calm, be centered, be focused. You may never ever get this me time again. And we all really require me time. Even after this whole pandemic is over and everything is gone, we need to find that one day which we say, okay, this is the me time. The other thing that I'm just sharing this with you. I'm a Hindustani classical singer, and there are two healing rags. There are many rags that heal, but these two really are excellent ragas which you must listen to. Not vocal, but any instrument that suits you. It's Rag Darbari and it's Rag Bhageshwari. But sorry, Darbari, you hear the Kannad Darbari. There are two kinds of Darbaris. One is plain and one is Kannad. You hear the Rag Kannad Darbari and Bhageshwari. Now, Akbar used to be a very stressed out ruler. If you'll all go back in history. And Tansen had created these rags specially to calm him down and to keep him centered, to keep him focused. He also suffered from blood pressure and diabetes and things like that. And he heard these rags to calm him down so that he could be, more focused with his work. So I think listening to these two rags will really, really, really help you all a lot. And your immunity will come back. And you just learn how to fly in your own directions and feel very centered, completely, as I said, sthirta. Sthirta, equilibrium is extremely important, apart from doing all the medicine and all the home hacks and etc. Centering and keeping calm is the prime most important thing at this moment and need of the hour.
Thank you very much, Dr. Padam. This has been extremely valuable for all our viewers and you guys. I hope you made notes out there. If you have any special questions, please put them down in the comments below and I will make sure that you get the answers to your questions because this is not a live, but it's still a semi-live. So feel free. God bless, stay safe and stand apart.